Hi there, Sarah here. This tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the little dog tail leash holder. First you're going to start by painting your background. If you are doing a white dog, you're going to paint your background black. If you're doing the black dog, you're going to start by painting your background white. So I'm going to do Teddy as a white one. So we're going to paint the whole background black. And you can do a couple coats too, but you do want it nice and smooth. All right, I actually did 2 coats. So I did one light coat, dried it, and did another light coat. So now you're just gonna sand it down a little bit just to smooth out any of those strokes. It's gonna help the stencil stick better. So just do a light sand with the sandpaper. And then you are ready to place your stencil. So you'll do white side up and you will peel the paper off. Just make sure when you get to the letters, all those little insides of the letters stay down. Then you're going to place it right in the middle. You are going to want to leave that little border around it. So you're gonna make sure it's right in the middle of the square so there's a little black outline. And then when you like where it is, like, I think that's good. Rub it down. You can use like a rewards card or something to smooth it down if you want, and then the tape is going to come off. And then same thing, as you peel the tape, just make sure all the little pieces stay down on the board. Okay, now you're going to use the Mod Podge. It's labeled on the top, so you're going to Mod Podge the whole, anything that's black, so anything that's exposed, even this outline, because if you don't want to do the border, you don't have to, but I think it gives it kind of a finished look. So just Mod Podge all the exposed areas. You only need one light coat of Mod Podge, and then you're going to want to let it dry naturally. Don't blow dry this because the blue will melt. And then you're going to take the white paint, you're going to dab into it, and that's going to be way too heavy. So you're actually going to blot off on the back of the paper and get most of it off until it's super light. So you can go around the edge, and if it's really light, it won't get on the side there. So that's why you want really light coats. So you'll go one whole coat super light like that, and then you might need to do another. Well, you will do another, you might even need to do 3. So just keep dabbing it, really light coats, and building it up until you like the way it looks. So this is 2 coats, and I noticed that there are some spots that definitely are coming up and that aren't completely covered. So I'm going to do another coat, but I'm going to wait for this coat to dry first. That way I can really make sure that the paint stays down and it's not picking it back up. So I'm going to let this dry and do one more coat. Okay, I lied. This is 3 coats, and I am going to do another one just because you can see it's a little blotchy. The key is definitely just to do light coats and build it up. Otherwise, when you peel it, it's going to be a mess. So I'm going to let this dry and do one more coat. Okay, 4 coats did the trick. So the last step you're going to do, and you only have to let it dry if you're planning on doing another coat over it. When it's all done and you know you don't want any more coats, you don't have to let it dry. It's actually going to be easier if you just peel it wet. So you just take your stencil with a little pin I put in there and just peel it off. If it rips and comes up in pieces, that's fine too. After the stencil's off, then you can blow dry it. You just don't want to blow dry it when the blue is still on. And then with this little pick, with this little pin, if it bled a little, You can always dip your pen in the paint and touch up any little areas or scrape it off. These little guys are tough. I think a little more. A little skinny one in there. There, so now you can dry that, and then there is just a few more steps. So if you're happy with the way it looks, you can leave it, but I always like to sand mine a little bit, especially around the outside, and give it kind of that little bit of a distress, and it will soften it. And then if you did get any paint there, you can sand it. So I'm just gonna sand mine. It just gives it a little bit of a rustic look. You can see that black coming through. Again, if you don't want to do this part, you don't have to. But I like it to kind of look like paint and not necessarily like a sticker. There. And then, last step, you can put on his cute little tail. And then you also have a hanger in the back that you can put on to hang it up on the wall. And that is it. That's the cute little white dog.